Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Fritz Globe Mobile 10 Light LED Pendant. This is the 131151. I happen to have the glass right here. It's beautiful. It's a hand-blown glass ball. The inside of it is actually matte because it's acid etched inside, and the outside is glossy, as you can see. And then what looks like rock candy is actually chunks of glass. So while it's still hot, they dip it in these chunks of glass and then put it back in the kiln where it melts all the sharp edges off. And it's really an interesting look. There's also matching sconces and singular pendants and other multi-pendants, and this is a really cool piece of glass to check out. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself. And when they talk about the fixture body, they're really talking about the distance from here to the top of this retaining ring. This is an embedded retaining ring with threading on the top of it that's going to screw onto the socket. And it's really just to the top of that socket. There's a little part that's just above this, and that's your fixture body. That's your 7.1 top to bottom. But when they talk about the diameter, it's the entire thing, 37.4. So just something to keep aware of. Okay, overall height. Why don't we talk about that and talk about the fact that it could be a semi-flush if you want it to be, because it starts off at 18 inches overall height. However, there's two different ranges that can go to that you can pick from. One is going to go all the way to 71, and the second one's going to be 18 to 143, which is pretty long. And that encompasses all your cables and that canopy up in the ceiling. If you need to go longer than 143 inches overall height, drop me a quick email. Say you're looking at the 131151. Tell me what you're trying to achieve. I'm going to take your email, send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department. We'll get an answer for you. Adds a little time and money, but we do custom lengths all the time. So a couple quick things. This is 38.4 pounds, so you want to talk to your installer about that. It is also not slope ceiling adaptable. You cannot use this on a slope ceiling just because of the way it's designed, so it's important to know that. The canopy up on the ceiling is going to be 12.3. It's going to be about that thick. It's going to go over your standard normal 4-inch junction box, but there's other places in that canopy where you can attach it to your ceiling as well. And a way to look at that is for us to look at the installations instructions now. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up. It is going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how it goes together. But it's going to show you some really good line drawings of that canopy, including the inside of it and how it goes on your J-box and all those little details. So it's good to know. Why don't we touch another thing? The finishes on this. So it says choose your finish. That's going to be the bottom round plate under that canopy, okay, the one that's facing down. It's going to be the top of this. It's going to be the little part above this. The cable going up is always going to be a steely gray. That doesn't change. And then the can on the canopy is going to be the round part at the very top that touches your ceiling is always going to be black. So again, a little detail you want to know. The grippers are what the actual cables go into. They're also called strain relief. So during your installation, you can kind of go up and down with this before you cut any cables. Remember that. And you can take your thumb and just use your thumbnail and push in on that strain relief, that gripper, and it'll actually it'll allow you to back out the cable so you can kind of adjust things. And then that's always going to be in kind of a chrome. So just so you know. Okay, moving on. Why don't we talk about what's going to be going on inside of this? And remember, you have 10 lights on this. So even though you're going to be using only 4-watt G4s, that's a lot of light. So a G4 bulb is like a little tiny bulb. LED, don't forget, you're not going to be using halogens in this. So little 4-watt, 2 little prongs on it. A 4-watt LED G4 is the equivalent of about a 25-watt incandescent bulb. So remember, you've got 10 of these, so that's going to add up quite a bit. So don't worry that you're not going to have enough light. You're definitely going to have enough light for whatever you're doing, I'd imagine. It's a dimmable fixture, so you want to talk to your installer about that and make sure they know you're using dimmable LEDs, so they use the correct rheostat or the dimmer on the wall for you. And then we talk about the color of light in all of these videos coming out of LEDs. They're going to offer those bulbs to you in a 2700 Kelvin out in the world. That's a yellow light. They're also going to offer these to you in daylight, which sounds like it should be a warm light, but it's not. That's going to be a bluish white light. And they also are going to offer this to you in something called warm white, soft white, which is what we like to use in our showroom. That's 3000 Kelvin. That's the light coming down on my hands right now, so that's what we like to use here. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below, so scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart, so you can click on dark smoke, you can click on soft gold, doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. In those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.